Hi, budgeting friends. Welcome to the month of February. Happy Valentine's Day. Today we are going to launch straight into budgeting for February. Going to try to balance the budget. I am on a debt-free journey trying to pay off all of my credit card debt. So if you are on a similar journey, or you just like listening to people talk about their personal finances, then feel free to subscribe and follow along. And yeah, welcome. Let's get started. Okay, so today I switched up my budget format a little bit for the month of February to make it a little more intuitive for me as I go filling this out. So I have color-coded the different sections for income, fixed, variable, debt, and savings. And then at the top, I have a new little table where I can subtract each category from my income to see how to get to a zero-based budget, how much money is left, and it's helping me kind of reason through my logic with budgeting because I don't know why it is a struggle sometimes to figure out how to allocate everything and where all my money is going, especially as I try to pay off my credit card while still using my credit card, because I'm not ready to fully just go straight onto only using debit. I probably should just go straight to using just my debit card for purchases, but I am still kind of racking up a credit card balance and then paying it off back and forth. Not fully going full Dave Ramsey over here. Maybe I should in the future, but for now, this seems to be working. My credit card balance is coming down month over month. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into the month of February. Okay, so at the beginning of this month, I had a balance in my checking account of $7,652.85. I am expecting to earn a total income from my job of around $6,520, although a lot of my benefits are changing, my 401k contributions are changing, and I'm not 100% sure what that's going to look like yet. And then because my husband is still out of work and has kind of run through his savings, which he was able to kind of float himself for several months without it affecting me at all, really. But now he does need a little extra help, so I'll probably give him $400 this month, like $200 per paycheck, to just kind of help him with his credit card bills or whatever else he's got going on his side. We don't fully share finances, so he takes care of his own stuff. I take care of my own stuff, but usually when he is employed, he gives me a large percentage of his check, and then I allocate it to all the expenses. But for now, I'm the one floating us. The job market is really tough right now. There's tons of people getting laid off right now. And now that we live in a lower cost of living area, and he has the jobs where you have to be in person for a lot of them. It's been a little bit tough. The economy here is not as hustle bustling as it was in New York or Seattle. So it's taking him a little longer to find a good opportunity. I am just hoping for the best with that, and I don't want him to take, a really crappy job just because he needs to pay, I'd rather him find a job that is something he actually wants to do long term. So anyway, that's where we're at on that. Luckily, I feel very lucky and grateful that I can kind of float us during this time without too much. I'm still, paying down my debt. I'm still putting a little bit in savings. So we're not in an emergency situation. I'm actually able to kind of float the family right now, which I feel incredibly grateful to be able to do. Prior to this job, that was never on the table. So cool stuff. Hopefully, though, he does find something soon, and hopefully it's a good thing. So we're just taking it one day at a time over here. But yeah, so that means my total income for the month of February should be around $66,120. I do have a little bit extra income because, again, I changed my benefits. My 401k contributions have also changed a little because my new company has a company match. So I have a little extra money in my pocket every month, which is really, really awesome. I'm still saving 10% of my income in my 401k though. So we're good there. Which I haven't really talked about my 401k much on this channel, but in terms of like how much, but yeah, it's around 10% of my monthly pay goes to my 401k. Okay, so for fixed expenses, I already wrote this in. Many of these I already know the amounts because I'm doing my budgeting a little into the month. So rent was around $2,500. We have internet, electric at $182, insurance, phones, for a total fixed expense of $3,234.49. And then my new category here, so I wrote my income $6,120. My total fixed expenses are $3,234. That leaves us with $2,885 left for debt payment, savings, and variable. However, okay, so let's go into it and then I'll talk about my method and we'll see if this makes sense. So for debt, I have 2 car loans that we're paying on, one for $274.91, one for $301.09. And I have actually paid this one, so we can color in a bubble today on my little tracker sheet for that. So exciting. And then, what was that? And then for my credit card payment, I paid a lump sum already actually of $2,000 onto my credit card to cover, because I am still using my credit card. The idea there is to cover all of my variable expenses from the prior month plus $500 extra. Or basically my goal, because last month was crazy, what with emergency spending and things like that, my goal basically is for all my variable expenses, for me to do a payment that covers all my variable expenses plus $500 extra. So I put $2,000, and then that would leave me $1,500 for variable expenses, if that makes sense. That's kind of the goal. We can get into that. My variable expenses, actually, I'm estimating them to be around $1,645. So that puts me a little bit over, which means I should pay an additional $145 later on this month. So yeah, that's kind of my system. That I don't know if that logic makes sense, but to me it does. So for total debt payment, I have now $2,576. That is the $2,000 payment plus my car payments, and then we may do an additional payment later. That leaves me with a remainder of $309.51 for savings. So for my savings, my emergency fund is going to get $250 of that remaining 300 something. And then my kids' college funds are getting $25 each. I really want to up that amount, but I think right now I'm prioritizing credit card debt payoff first. But I do still need some cash in an emergency fund because, as we saw at the end of last year and beginning of this year, emergencies do happen, and my emergency fund came in super handy and bailed us out. We were able to pay for a really expensive car repair and an ER bill without it adding to our debt. So I definitely need to continue to add money into the emergency fund. Also, so grateful that I can help my husband out without touching the emergency fund either. Maybe in the future, if he needs any additional help, I may have to touch that. I think we should be good though. So really, really grateful for that. And yeah, just such a relief so far. knock on wood, that, oh my God, I knocked on my desk and then my dog thought someone was knocking on the door. So he started barking. Okay, we're back. Okay, so that means my total outgoing cash for additional savings is $300. I could probably put the additional $9 in savings too, but I just put $300. Total savings, that leaves us with $9.51 left, which I'm just going to keep in my checking as float money. I know I'm like a month and a half ahead-ish ahead on my checking account balance, based on where I have been in previous months no. Okay. Yeah. I ended this month at $43.96, but then I got paid right away. So no, yeah, I typically do have kind of a cushion of $7,500 in my checking that can cover rent and a full month of expenses. I don't want to go full zero budget and like have all of that paid onto the credit card. I need to figure out though how much is appropriate to say kind of have as a cushion in my checking. I'm not really sure. I definitely need to have a cushion to pay rent because I don't. This is just breaking my brain. It's easier for me to just have that cushion and then know that I have that money and then budget the rest of the money, if that makes sense. So, but technically I probably could make an additional payment onto my credit card with some of that money. I would just have less of a cushion in my checking account. But I haven't really fully figured out how much I feel comfortable with, like 1 month. So maybe I should actually, instead of having $7,500 in my checking account as padding, maybe it would be better to, since my full month income is $6,520, maybe I can use that additional $1,000 or so, pay that off on my credit card, and I'll still have a full month in my checking. I should consider that because that would help out a lot with bringing my balance down even further. But yeah, and then for the variable expenses, I want to keep my variable expenses at $500 less than my credit card payment so that I know I'm making progress paying down my credit card. So I'm still going to be putting money on my credit card, but it's going to be $500 less than my credit card payment, if that makes sense. So I'm starting off the month at $11,430 on my credit card. If I pay $21.45, which should cover all my variable plus $500 more, then my end balance at the end of this month should be like $10,900, which would have brought it down an additional $500. So yeah, that is the goal there. I really want to make some serious progress on my credit card. I'm also getting a bonus, I believe in March, that I can use for an additional credit card payment and emergency fund boost. And hopefully we'll be getting our tax return sometime in the next couple of months as well. So that should also help me make some serious progress on credit card debt payoff. But yeah, okay. So, because right now, yeah, I am making progress every month. It's not as much as I could or should or want to make. So I definitely want to speed that up. And I think it's because I don't know. Moving on. So, moving on to variable expenses. Okay, so I was trying to keep it under $1,500. I don't think I can because I know some of these expenses are things I have to buy this month. So I'm going to try to keep it under $1,645, $1,650, somewhere there. And then I'm going to pay that additional, anything over $1,500 because we did a $2,000 payment. $2,000 minus $500 is $1,500. Anything additional, I'll pay cash onto the credit card. Okay, so for a total variable expense of $1,645, I'm planning to spend $1,000 on groceries, just being realistic because of my family's needs. That's a very realistic amount, even can be a little tight sometimes, but we typically hit somewhere around there. Subscriptions around $50. I need to clean that up again, and I keep saying that and I keep not doing it. Home decor, I don't think we need anything. Clothing, I think we're good. School expenses is going to be a little pricey this month because I have to refill the cafeteria money. Plus it was teacher appreciation week, so I actually already got my kids' teachers each like a $15 Starbucks gift card and a card and everything so that they can treat themselves a little bit. And then I also need to get Valentine's Day stuff for school because they're celebrating at school. So we need to get all the little candy Valentine things. So I'm going to say $110 for that. For gas, I put $20. I typically don't spend more than that. For eating out, I'm going to put $100, knowing that we probably will eat out once or twice, but I would ideally like to cut down on that this month. Coffee out, I usually put $15. I usually don't even spend that much on coffee, but it's just a nice little, I'm having a really bad day. I just want to treat myself to something, but not extravagant. I can get myself a little coffee and make myself feel better. It's my little indulgent purchase. For beauty and bath, I think we're good this month. We just stocked up last month and we don't run out of things that fast. So I think we're good there. For exercise, nothing. If my husband finds another job, maybe we can put something back in the budget for that. But we're good for now. For birthdays, it is my son's birthday, so I have that expense split over two things. 100 for like gifts and cake and things like that. Probably just that should just cover the gifts mostly. I think my sister-in-law is getting a cake for him. Although I might have to get another cake for my own family's celebration. We'll see how that goes. And then 100 down here for family fun, which I combined my like kid activities and family activities into one category, family fun. 100, so because he wants to go back to a trampoline park, so we're going to do that as a family and just kind of treat them to trampoline and arcade and like that fun stuff. So that should be really fun to do with the kids. And then for holidays, I don't know if Valentine's is not a huge holiday in our house, but I put 50 just to get the kids like some treats or some chocolate. We probably won't spend that much on Valentine's Day, but it's a little extra budget there. For car maintenance, nothing, hopefully. For dog care, 50, which is pretty typical. For some food for him and maybe a couple of toys, although those bouncy balls are holding up strong. Chuck-it balls, I have to recommend those. He's tried to destroy them. He's only partially destroyed one so far, so we're doing good on those. For vacations, nothing, although I do want to start budgeting for that if I can. Maybe that will also have to wait until my husband is employed again. For other, just as fudge stuff, the random odds and ends we need throughout the month, 50. And emergencies, hopefully nothing. Crossing my fingers. I added this as a new category because last month I just put our emergencies under other, but I think it deserves its own line where even if we have no expenses there, I can still kind of use that as a sinking fund later or something like that, but just to put it on its own line. So that is a total variable expense of $1,645 for the month, which I think is reasonable. We may go up to like $1,700, I would say, at the most. And then if we do go any additional over the $1,500 kind of budget, which it seems like we will, I will put that extra cash paid onto the credit card, so we make sure we get at least $500 paid down on the credit card this month. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope so. To me it does. Next month I'll probably forget all this logic I just thought up, but to me this makes total sense. Okay, so now let's go into credit card payoff tracker. I did make the $2,000 payment already, although maybe we should wait until the end of this month to really give ourselves credit for this. So far I have 3 bubbles colored. So let me go back 3 months and see January, December, November, October, and see have we really brought it down $1,500. So in October it was $12,682. I did my balance transfer. In November we were at $12,456, so I only barely paid it down. Okay, so around $12,500, and now in February we're at $11,403. So actually we've only paid it down about $1,000. So this tracker sheet is a little funky. Maybe I can just put an extra $500 and catch ourselves back up there, because I do have this extra padding in my checking. I'll think about that. I think that might be a good idea. But I think I'm paranoid based on past experiences of like not having cash on hand and having to put things on credit cards for random stuff back, like I'm talking like 10 years ago. So I still have that like trauma. It's not even trauma. That like feeling that I have to have some cash on hand. I can't pay all of my credit card off, pay it all onto my credit card to pay it off. I need to have some cash just in case. But I do have this additional emergency fund. I am contributing to that, so we probably don't need so much padding in just the checking account. But anyway, so I'm not going to color anything in here. Let's move on. I can certainly color something in here because we did make a payment onto the car loan. So I can definitely color this in. Let me do that. This will take forever to fully fill in all the bubbles. So yeah, hopefully, it's just stressful. I hate having so much debt I mean, this is a very it's not a huge stretch to pay this every month, but look how much is left that we owe on it. That's going to take so long to pay off, like multiple years. So that's ridiculous. We're probably paying so much in interest over the course of those however many years. So we just bought the car last year, so that's why we're still at the beginning of paying it off. I think it was like $25,000 at first when we first bought it. So we made some progress, but yeah, still so much left to go on that. And then this one I'll color at the end of the month. We are definitely almost done paying this one off. So very, very excited about that. But yeah, that's it. So next month is a magic month. Next month I'm excited because I think I'm going to be getting my bonus. It's a magic month, and I know we're getting our tax refund, hopefully, unless the IRS does something crazy in the next couple of weeks. So I am super excited to mess around with that money and add it to various places. But for now, the budget is balanced. Things are going in the right direction. I don't believe we'll have any insane expenses this month. Everything is okay, despite the fact my husband is out of work still. We're making slow and steady progress, emphasis on slow but steady, slow progress towards paying things off. And I wish I could have a more cooler update, but yeah, it's just going to be a slow, steady month, and yeah, hopefully a fun one. So I'll see you guys in the mid-month check-in in a week or two for the middle of February, and we're going to see how we're tracking for spending, and yeah, should be good. So I will talk to everyone later, and I hope you have a wonderful February. Happy V-Day, happy Valentine's, treat yourself, take a nice, oh yeah, so my background for this month, take a nice bath, treat yourself to some self-indulgence, and enjoy your winter time. So talk to you later. Bye.